Like I said in the beginning of this video, you need to be able to know that you are so raw, that you the realest, the coldest, the coolest, whatever you want to call it. You the baddest. You need to know all of that on your own.
Can't stop, won't stop, get guap. 10 white toes and them Tory flip-flops. Manicures and pedicures, I'm always tip-top. When they say I'm not hot, all these lies need to stop. Cause I'm ice.
Hey loves. Welcome back to another episode of Divas Discussion, period. Yes, today is episode 2 of Divas Discussion, and today, this topic I feel like has been heavy on my mind for like the past couple days. And honestly, what sparked me to come up with today's video was a phone conversation with my mom. Like, me and my mom were just on the phone, and you know, we've had like deeper conversations before, but this conversation was unlike, I think, any conversation that I've ever had with my mom. It was very deep, and I don't know, like I got some insight about certain things that I just never knew about my mom, like certain, like just, how do I want to say this? Like, I just never know that she had certain thoughts or that she even had certain feelings before we had this like conversation and stuff. And so after we had that conversation, it just made me more like secure within myself, if that makes sense. I know it's like, girl, what's the topic? I mean, if you can't already tell about the title, I mean, I'm gonna title the video, so you already know what we're talking about. But basically, today, I want to talk about why it is so important to know yourself and to know who you are. I'm not trying to curse on YouTube, y'all, so that's why I kind of like bleep myself or whatever. I really don't want to curse, or I want to keep the cursing to a minimum because like I do want to be monetized, you know. I want to make a little money. But yeah, it's just very important to know who you are, know where you're going, whatever goals you have in mind, keep working at it, stay consistent, stay focused. Forget the outside noise, and maybe not, and it might not even be outside noise. The call might even be coming from inside the house. But yeah, I just think it's very important to just talk about knowing who the F you are, because I feel like when you know that, nothing will ever stand in your way. There's not going to be no hurdle that you can't overcome, because at the end of the day, you know who you are, you know what you're capable of, and you know how to get things done. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, this video might be a little all over the place. Like, I don't have any script, I don't have any notes. I mean, I have like a couple of notes on my phone, but like nothing for real that like I like have like a script of, oh, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna hit this point. And usually that's what I want to do with these like diva discussion videos, but this one was just like, it was just on my mind, and I'm like, I just need to put this out there. I just need to say these things. And yeah, just I hope this resonates. I hope this makes sense to you guys. And okay, let's just really jump into it and get to the nitty-gritty. Okay, so like we've already mentioned, you need to know who you are. Period. Full stop. You need, and not only you need to know who you are, but you need to know who you are without the applause, without the validation, and without the congratulations, just without other people telling you like, oh, you're this or you're that, or you're really good at such and such thing. You need to know who you are all on your own. And that can be kind of scary to think about, like, you know, knowing oneself, even if someone else isn't in your corner to like support you, or I guess confirm or offer that, you know, external validation. Because sometimes it is important. We do need to hear it from other people. We do need the support and encouragement of others in certain ways. But babe, if that's not there for you, you need to figure out how to support yourself, how to encourage yourself, how to be confident in yourself and your beliefs all on your own. You need to figure out some way to do that. Like, I don't know, like you gotta figure it out. You can't like sit there waiting for people to co-sign like your dreams and your goals and the things that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to do with your life. You can't wait for a co-sign. You can't wait for someone to be like, oh yeah, like I think you would be good at that, or oh yeah, like that is right up your alley, or yeah, you should go for that. You can't wait for people like that. Sometimes you're gonna have those people around you to encourage you, to push you to be the best version of you can be, to push you to go harder, whatever. And then sometimes you're not gonna have those people around you. Then what you gonna do? be sad and be stuck, be miserable because it's like, oh no, well, no one's telling me, no one's supporting me, no one's encouraging me. Baby, you got to be able to encourage yourself all on your own. And that can be a scary thing to do, or maybe even like a hard thing to do. But once you kind of cultivate this mindset of, I know who I am, I know what I'm capable of, I know what I can do, at the end of the day, you can do anything that you set your mind to. I know we've probably heard of that, when we're kids. Maybe that's something that your parents or you've heard teachers say, like, you can do it if you put your mind to it. But no, actually, don't even think about it in like a cliche, like stupid kind of way. Really think about it. If you really set yourself up for a goal, like if you really have a goal in mind or just something that you want to achieve, if you really try your best and put your all into achieving whatever that goal is, whatever milestone you want to hit, best believe it will be achieved. You can do whatever you set your mind to. The mind, this is gonna get a little deep, y'all, and I'm not even trying to get too like preachy on you guys at all, but the mind is a very powerful thing. That's why they say knowledge is power, because it is. The more you know, the more you start to learn and grasp and understand things, the better off you start to become. And not even just I'm not even talking about just going to school. You can learn things all on your own. You don't need to go to school. It's a good thing. Definitely get your education. I'm currently in the process of getting my master's degree, so I'm not going to be like, oh, academics or education is not where it's at. It is, but that's not the only way that you can get your education and that you can obtain knowledge. One, the internet, YouTube University, you can damn near learn anything. There's a tutorial for how to build a house on YouTube. I promise you, it's videos about how to build a damn house from the ground up on YouTube. You can learn anything on this world wide web. Additionally, read books. I'm trying to figure out when that became like a lame thing or like nerdy or whatever, but read books. But yeah, there's different ways to obtain your education that doesn't include going to college. You can obtain your education online via the internet, reading books. Life experience is also another one, another great teacher as well. I'm trying to think of other stuff. I mean, you can always take little classes, little courses here and there, get your certification in whatever field or industry that you're looking to work in, anything like that. There is other avenues of education. And I know I kind of got a little off topic previously, but I kind of just feel like it brings me back to my point of, you just gotta know who you are, babe. You gotta know who you are and just know yourself. And if you feel like, I don't know who I am, I don't know myself, then you need to take the time to get to know yourself. You need to take the time to learn yourself. And how do you do that? Honestly, I think the easiest way that you can learn yourself, learn things about yourself or whatever, get to know yourself, is to spend time with yourself. And that means spending time alone. Now, don't get me wrong, you definitely can learn about yourself by interacting with other people, by being around friends or family, or if you're in a relationship, being around your significant other. That can definitely teach you about yourself, but you need to understand yourself all on your own. You need to be able to spend time with yourself. And if that makes you feel weird or uncomfortable, because I know some people, or I've come across people that are like, I just can't be by myself. I can't be alone. Like, I always need to be by someone. I always need to be talking to someone or around someone. And it's like, yikes, why? You got to ask yourself, and I'm not saying that like in a mean way or whatever, but you got to ask yourself, if you are one of those people, if you do feel like you're that kind of person that's like, you get a little anxious by being by yourself or being alone and not being around others, you need to take the time out and ask yourself, why does that make me feel anxious? Why does that make me feel uncomfortable to be in my own company? Why does that make me feel weird? You know? Now, for me personally, I'm an only child. So all I know is being by myself. I know how to keep myself entertained. I know how to keep myself occupied. Like, my mom would literally go to work and I would be like home by myself, like damn near the whole day, from probably around like 7, 8 a.m. is when she would leave, and then she would come back around 5 or 5:30 to 6, depending on traffic or depending on the commute home. And I would just be by myself that whole time. And honestly, I just did whatever I wanted to do. I just did whatever I wanted to do. Like, granted, I was younger, so I was just like, you know, watching TV or, you know, listening to music, dancing in the mirror, making videos or whatever. Not like how I'm making videos right now, but just like stupid videos that I would just save on my iPad or whatever. So I would just do me, do whatever I wanted to do whatever I felt like I was called to do in that moment. You need to be able to spend time with yourself. If spending time with yourself makes you feel uncomfortable or anxious or weird or awkward or nervous or any of the sort, you really need to spend time with yourself. You really do. Because if you can't be alone, typically that means that you're just gonna entertain things that don't service you, that don't align with you, because you're scared of being alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be lonely. First of all, you need to understand one thing, and I'm so sorry. I'm like looking at myself like, please forgive my demeanor. Please forgive my tone. I'm not trying to come at you guys or like make you guys feel bad for who you are at the end of the day or anything like that. Don't, like, this is just me being like passionate and stuff like that. Like, this is just my personality. I'm just like a passionate person. But please, guys, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to like degrade anybody or make anyone feel bad for being how they are. It's perfectly okay. But definitely, I think there's some things that we can improve on, even myself included. I'm not perfect, and I'm not gonna sit here when I make these divas discussion videos. I don't want you guys to think that I'm coming from a place that like I'm like sitting high and mighty above everyone, just like, and you need to do this and do this. No. I'm just making these videos, one, because I'm a yapper and I can talk all day. Two, because I feel like I'm wise. Even though I'm only 23, I just always kind of felt like I've been wise beyond my years. But I make these videos to empower you guys, to uplift you guys, to inspire you guys, and to honestly inspire me, because Lord knows I might be down one day and I might be like, you know what, let me go see what I was saying back then and get myself together. So, you know, so please don't take offense to like how I'm speaking or whatnot. Like, I'm not trying to be like, you know, like, bitch. That's just how I talk sometimes. That's just how I talk when I get passionate. Now that I forgot my entire train of thought, let me start over. I think I was talking about is if you are the kind of person that really feels like they can't be by themselves or it makes them feel weird or awkward or uncomfortable or whatever, you really need to be the one figuring out how to be on your own and how to enjoy your alone time. And that's also, I think that's what I was gonna say. Excuse me. Before I was even gonna talk about why you need to be able to be on your own, I was gonna say there is a difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is just a state of being. Being lonely is a feeling. You can be alone without being lonely. I'm alone right now in my studio, and when I turn this camera off and take all these lights down, I'm not gonna feel lonely. I have myself. I'm literally gonna do me. I'm probably gonna listen to music. I might indulge in my little vice or whatnot. I might turn on some TV, scroll. I might look at my TikTok or whatever, see if anyone liked it or commented or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna do me, and I'm just gonna spend time with myself. And honestly, I do talk to myself as well, which that's not a weird thing. And it honestly kind of confuses me, because it's like, if you don't talk to yourself, what do you do when you're by yourself? You just never say anything? Like, you've never said something out loud? Not even like, oh, do you have a conversation with yourself? But it's like, it's just quiet all the time? I be thinking that. That was a random aside. Also, I don't have ADHD or ADD. I've never been diagnosed, but sometimes when I just be bouncing from topic to topic, or I just go off on a tangent, sometimes it does make me wonder, like, is that a symptom? Is that a sign? Or am I just human or whatever, and we're all kind of like this? I don't know, but y'all forgive me. And like I said, y'all, this video might be all over the place, but I'm really gonna try to keep it cohesive. But anyways, being lonely is a feeling. And also, might I add, you can be in a room full of people and still feel lonely, babe. Still feel all alone. You could be by yourself and feel like you're with someone, and you can be with someone and still feel like you're by yourself. So loneliness is just a feeling. Being alone is just a state of being. And I think that if you are able to, I really do believe that we should all be on our own for a period of time in our lives, because I really do feel like it makes a difference in just your personal development, just like being by yourself. It just makes all the difference, because it's like you don't have any outside noise of like other people living with you, whether that's family or siblings or roommates or whatever, and it's just you. It's just your energy. And I think that can make a difference. I really do. Like, it just gives you the opportunity to just learn about yourself and just explore more about you. And I mean, as we get older, you're never gonna stop learning yourself. There's always gonna be something new to discover about yourself. There's always gonna be something new that you're like, oh, wait, I didn't know this, blah, blah, blah. Now, the reason why I'm stressing the importance of being by yourself or having just a period of time where you're just alone is because it gives you the opportunity to know yourself, to learn yourself more, and to just grow personally. That's why you need to prioritize that stuff. And honestly, like I said, if it makes you feel weird, anxious, or uncomfortable or whatever, you need to be able to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Push yourself into doing something that you typically don't do and just see what happens. Just try it out. You could try being by yourself and realize maybe you hate it and whatnot, and you figured it out. But also, you shouldn't hate being by yourself. You shouldn't hate being alone. You shouldn't, like, because it's you. So that means that if you truly do hate it, and I'm not talking to the people that's like, oh, well, it makes me uncomfy just because I'm not used to it. But if you truly, and I mean genuinely, dislike and or hate being alone or being by yourself, that's when you gotta start to look internally and ask yourself, why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I hate being by myself? Why do I hate being alone? You have to be able to ask yourself that. Now, whatever the answer is, I don't know that. Only you can answer that. But I really do feel like you shouldn't hate it. It shouldn't be a bad thing. It shouldn't be something that you're like, oh, I gotta be alone, or oh, I gotta do this by myself. It shouldn't be that way. You should be happy in a way to be by yourself, to be alone, because it's you. And like I said, if you hate being alone with you, then that might mean you might hate you a little bit. And that's a topic for another conversation. That's a topic for another conversation, because babe, don't ever hate yourself. Ever hate yourself. Easier said than done. I know it's easier said than done, but you know, when you just feel certain things, even if it's a happy feeling, negative feeling, or you feeling indifferent, be able to ask yourself certain questions. Be able to dig deep within yourself. At the end of the day, all the answers that you ever need are within you anyways. So don't be afraid to, damn, why do I feel this way? Or why do I think like this? Or why am I so afraid of this? Why am I so afraid to be alone? Why am I so afraid to be in my own company? Why am I so put off by that? You have to be able to dig deep within yourself and figure it out. Okay, so another reason why I feel like it's important to know yourself, or to get to know yourself, or to learn yourself, and I kind of already touched on this before, is that you're not always going to have a support system, whether that be friends or family or coworkers or just people in your life who want to uplift you, who want to encourage you, or who want to support you in doing whatever your endeavors are, whether that be school, a new job, a career, whatever it is. You're not always going to have the support system to, give you that external validation. Like I said, there's something wrong with external validation, and sometimes we all need a little external validation at the end of the day. Even myself. I know I can validate myself all day, every day, but it does make a difference sometimes when somebody else is like, hey girl, I see what you're doing. I see you doing the damn thing, period, keep going. It makes me feel good. So I understand that external validation does feel good. It makes us feel better about ourselves. It can make us feel better about ourselves. It can make us feel more confident, all of that. So I completely understand. But you need to understand that is not always gonna be there for you, nor should you rely on that to always be there for you. Like I said in the beginning of this video, you need to be able to know that you are so raw, that you the realest, the coldest, the coolest, whatever you want to call it, you the baddest. You need to know all of that on your own. And you need to be able to validate yourself all on your own. Just in case you ain't getting the applause or the congratulations that you're looking for, or that you want or possibly need. You got to be able to be like, you know what, that's cool, because I still got me. And as long as you have you, you'll never be alone. That sounds a little abstract, I know, and it's a little deep, y'all. These divas discussions, and let me say this now, these divas discussions are going to get deep, because I'm a little spiritual and stuff. I'm spiritual. I believe in God. Yes, I do. I believe in God. I have my own relationship with God and stuff. And even though I have a relationship with God, I do still consider myself spiritual. Y'all see the damn crystals in the back? Y'all see these crystals? Just, is that a little bug on it? Hold on, it's a bug on my crystal. Cause get off. Nasty. But yes, even though I'm connected to God and I have my own personal relationship with God, I'm still spiritual. I'm still a little spiritual, and that's okay. But yes, y'all, these divas discussions is gonna go deep, okay? And I'm gonna give y'all that real, which, I mean, I feel like that's probably why y'all watching me in the first place. Like, I'm not gonna, well, I probably will sugarcoat it sometimes, because I'm just like a kind of sweet person like that, where I never want the things that I'm saying to like come out harsh or like mean or rude or disrespectful. So sometimes I might sugarcoat it a little bit, but for the most part, I'm giving it to you raw and real, because somebody got to. I'm just playing, y'all. Also, when you know who you are, you don't need the validation. It's good if you have it. It's a bonus, but you don't need that. You don't need the outside or external validation, because you know who you are all on your own. You're self-validated and you're self-assured. And honestly, that's a point that we all need to be striving to get to. To get to a point to where it's like, I don't care if nobody else buying it, I am. You only need yourself. At the end of the day, in this life, you only need yourself. I mean, you were born in this life by yourself. Unless you're a twin or something, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. But even then, even if you are a twin, you got your twin, but you got to make sure you got you. But you guys know what I mean. Like, don't take it so literally, but you come into this world by yourself, and you're gonna, pass away into the next life by yourself. And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't have to be a scary thing. And no, I'm not saying you're gonna die alone. Like, no, that's not what I mean. You can very much still have your family and whatnot, friends around you. But yeah, when you leave this realm, it's not like other people are leaving this realm with you. You're leaving this realm all on your own. So I didn't mean to get like a little morbid on you guys. Sorry, that was a little dark. But I just really want to stress to you guys the importance of knowing yourself and getting to know yourself if you don't already know yourself. You need to be aware of your capabilities and honestly, shock yourself. That's important too. That's kind of like a little, like a random side note is when you're on the journey of discovering yourself, learning yourself, or mastering yourself, and I'm gonna make a whole video about self-mastery because I read a book about it and I want to make a video about it. But when you're on the journey of self-mastery, you kind of start to shock yourself in a way. Like, there are certain things that you might try that you didn't even know that you were good at or that you could do. So be prepared to shock yourself, because it's gonna happen. And honestly, that's such a good thing, because it's like, wow, I didn't even know I could do that. And it's important. It's important to surprise yourself a little bit sometimes, because it's like, yeah, girl, you didn't know how good we really are. You just now tapping in. Because one thing I've heard is that the soul knows first, then your body knows, and then your mind catches up last. So sometimes that's why, like, you just might have an intuitive feeling about something, like you just feel called to do something, or you just feel like you're just really good at something. Like, that's just your intuition, and that also could be like your body speaking for you as well. Like I said, it takes the mind some time to like catch up, like, oh wait, we can do this, oh wait, we know this, oh wait, we actually are good at this. It takes the mind some time to catch up. You're gonna shock yourself, and you're gonna be like, OMG, well, what else can I, if I didn't know I can do that, well, what else can I do? What else am I capable of that I didn't already know before? That's key. Okay, and as I wrap up this video, I just really want to hone in and focus on the main point of this entire video. Know who you are. If you don't know who you are, get to know yourself. Spend some time alone. Do the things that genuinely make you feel good. Do the things that make your inner child happy. Do that first, matter of fact. Start with doing the things that make your inner child feel happy, because typically that plays a part into like the things that you want to do. Not always, but it does kind of play a part into the things that you want to do, like as an adult in a way. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Surprise yourself. Do it all. But like I said, you need to get to a point in your life to where you know who you are all on your own. You don't need your mama to tell you, your daddy, your friend, your boyfriend, girl, whatever. You don't need nobody to tell you who you are, because you know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, figure yourself out so that you don't have other people thinking they can tell you who you are. You don't never want that. You don't never want somebody to ever feel comfortable enough to feel like they know you more than you know you. And if they do know you more than you know you, now we really have a problem. We really gonna have a problem, because what? Study yourself. Study yourself. Ask yourself questions. This is gonna sound crazy. I don't care. Talk to yourself. Hey girl, how we feeling today? We feeling good? Okay, we feeling good. Cool. Keep it pushing. Okay? And especially, it's important to know who you are if you have certain goals or ambitions or things that you want to achieve. You need to know who you are, because 9 times out of 10, there are going to be people in your life, there's going to be people around you that's going to try to throw you off, that's going to try to deter you, that's going to try to, nah, you can't do that. What you trying to do? Man, nobody around us is doing that. Nobody around us has ever achieved that much. How you think you gonna do it? You think you can do that? You're not even capable of doing that. You don't even got the tools to do that right now. People are gonna try to throw you off. People are sent into your life to sometimes to test you, to see if you really trying to go to where you trying to go, to see how bad you really want it. There are gonna be people in your path that are gonna be sent to try to throw you off your game. But when you know yourself, you're able to let that stuff roll off your back like a duck. It's just gonna roll off. They're gonna be like, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, who you think you are? And it's just gonna be, It's not even gonna affect you. It's like you're gonna have a little force field around yourself, and like nothing that anybody does or says or throws at you is gonna be able to knock you off. You're still gonna be, yep, I'm still hustling. I'm still doing me. I'm still working towards whatever I'm trying to get done. Okay? That's because you know yourself. That's because you know your capabilities. You know where you're trying to go, period. And at the end of the day, there's always going to be people that's going to doubt you. There's always going to be people that's going to be negative and, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, you ain't never going to be nothing. You ain't never going to amount to nothing. There's always going to be those kinds of people in the world. But when you know who you are, that don't matter. They don't matter. What they do, what they say, how they talk about you, none of that is going to matter. Because you know you, and you know that you got you, and you know what you're working towards, you know what you're striving to. So that stuff doesn't matter. That stuff don't even bother you. That stuff doesn't even faze you. When you know yourself, the BS, the external stuff doesn't even faze you, because you're focused. You got tunnel vision on whatever you're trying to accomplish. You got your tunnel vision. That stuff don't even bother you. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Because that's usually what it is anyway. Just words. And 9 times out of 10, it's projection of how they really feel about themselves. Oh, you ain't never gonna amount to ish. You ain't never gonna be nothing. No, you're never gonna amount to ish. You're never gonna be nothing. But since you're not comfortable enough to feel that for yourself, you're gonna throw it on me and try to throw me off, or try to throw doubt into my plans and what I have going on. Trying to throw negativity into here, because that's how you really feel about yourself. And that's a whole other topic of projecting, and miserable people just be projecting their negativity, insecurities, and fears and doubts and all that other good stuff onto others, especially people that they know probably really do have it in them to really go the distance, but they don't want them to recognize the potential that they have, so they try to throw them off and be like, yeah, you ain't gonna do it anyways, or yeah, you ain't ish, you ain't that, you ain't this, whatever. I'm telling you, you just gotta know yourself. I know I said it a billion times, like, damn, girls, anything else you gonna say? But yes, know yourself or learn yourself, get to know yourself, get comfortable with you, and be authentically yourself. Get comfortable in the skin that you are in. Get confident. That's another video too. Y'all, I got so much work to do because I really just want this channel to be like motivation. To like, let's get up and get it done and period. Let's go after our goals. Let's be boss babes. Let's be, you know, just do the damn thing. That's really what I want this page to be for specifically. I'm gonna post like other content and stuff on here on YouTube, but for the most part, I just want you guys to know that you can do any effing thing in this world. I don't care what it is. If you say y'all want to go to Pluto, girl, you can do it. And don't let nobody tell you can't. Obviously, that's, you know, an exaggeration, but I just really want you guys to understand that you are capable of achieving anything in this life. And if other people have it, so can you. Okay? Okay, so we're gonna hold that head held high. We're gonna believe in ourselves. We're gonna be confident. We're not gonna allow other people to tell us who we are because we know ourselves. And if we don't know ourselves, we're gonna learn ourselves. And we're gonna spend time with ourselves, and we're gonna get to know ourselves so that we can be the best, most evolved version of us that we can be in this lifetime. Okay, y'all, well, that is the end of today's video, of today's Divas discussion. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I hope the nonsense made sense. I know I was kind of all over the place and kind of jumping from topic to topic, but rest assured, I hope you guys like got the main point. I hope this resonated with you guys, and feel free to give me video ideas or topic ideas like, Mona, we want a video on how to have confidence, or we want a video on how to get more comfortable with yourself. Whatever it is, like, feel free to put it in the comments, or you guys can like shoot me a DM. Let me know what type of topics you want to hear about. If not, I'm gonna just be making the videos that I want to make until then, which I mean, I know it's still gonna apply to you guys. But yes, y'all, that is the end of today's video. Okay, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, loves.